Tonight, the latest posts from Q explain how everything the president has done has not been enough and they are going to go after him for impeachment. Hi, I'm Craig, and welcome to Just Informed Talk. For those of you who don't know, every one of these episodes, the same way I started, saying thank you to the subscribers. You guys make this channel possible, and without you guys, none of this would be possible. So thank you. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please come here on the landing page, click the big red subscribe button, make sure you hit the bell for notifications. That way you'll be notified as soon as these videos get posted, because as soon as information is made available to me, I make it available to you. Now, this is the latest Q post that we did not cover. And before we get into that, I want to talk about this that we didn't cover fully in the last episode. If you guys want to get caught up to where we're at, I just posted this video not too long ago. It's got 1,000 views in 10 minutes here. So you guys, when I did all the stuff in this video, the one thing I forgot to do, unfortunately, was to read through the Q post here on this post. So I'm going to go back and cover what Q says about this letter, which we already covered in detail. It's the letter from Anthony Kennedy to President Trump saying that he has decided to basically step down from the Supreme Court, which will make another opening for him to be replaced with presumably a more conservative justice. And to date, Anthony Kennedy has been known as basically kind of a swing vote. He makes a big difference. And here's what Q says. His choice, remember, Kennedy was the swing vote. No more. Locked and loaded. Ruth Bader Ginsburg next. Q. That's so important. I apologize for skipping over it, but Ruth Bader Ginsburg, she's been under a lot of scrutiny on this Q board with a lot of the posts he's been putting up there about what kind of ties does she have in Southeast Asia? What kind of ties does she have to communist officials? What kind of ties does she have to this new, new world order of communist infiltration in our country? It's not crazy. It's not far-fetched. There's nothing conspiratorial about it. You can read Ruth Bader Ginsburg's own writings where she, I've gone over them in previous episodes, where she endorses things that are pretty insane to me, lowering the age of consent for children to be engaged in sexual activity. And that's just one of many policies. So it's really, really upsetting to hear some of her thoughts, especially in her earlier writings. Now, and to think that she's a Supreme Court justice is even worse, but she's getting way up there in age. I don't know how some of these people are considered to be cognitively functioning at that age, but I guess they, I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you. But I can tell you that from what I've heard of her speaking, she sounds fairly present, but at the same time, her rhetoric is completely biased, even though she tries her best to be impartial, as she has to, being a Supreme Court justice. Now, this was fascinating to see, though, because Kennedy's out. We're going to see who's next. And then with regard to this, I was reading through the early comments on this last video that you guys can go watch that I posted. And they were talking about how it would be very suspicious and it would be strange if Trey Gowdy were to become a Supreme Court justice simply for the fact that he was a prosecutor. And the Supreme Court justice is presumably a judge, so a judge position, judgeship. And so would it be strange for a prosecutor to fill that position? I'm not sure. I don't know the history behind every Supreme Court pick for the history of our country, but it would presumably, to me, or assuming that Trey Gowdy is eligible, meets all the requirements, whatever they are, I wouldn't see why it would be that shocking or surprising, even though he is a prosecutor. Now, he knows the law is the point. Now, this is the latest Q post, and it's pretty important. It's basically Q saying here, look, no matter what President Trump does, it's not good enough, and they're trying to impeach him for it. And that's what their whole agenda is. That's what the whole Democratic Party's been running on. This is their propaganda. So it says, are you awake? Mainstream media equals propaganda tool of the Democratic Party. President of the United States, economy, not good enough, impeach. President of the United States, job creating record, not good enough, impeach. President of the United States, GDP, not good enough, impeach. I'm just going to say POTUS, Fair trade, protect America, not good enough, impeach. POTUS, manufacturing, not good enough, impeach. POTUS, record low employment, not good enough, impeach. POTUS, tax reform, more take-home money, not good enough, impeach. POTUS, save the world from North Korea, not good enough, impeach. You get where this is going. I'll read through all of them. Stock market gains, not good enough. Undue harmful regulations, not good enough. Boost U.S. energy dominance, not good enough. Protect U.S. homeland, not good enough. Combating opioids, not good enough. Accountability, audit, Pentagon, Special Counsel, reorganization, executive branch, etc. Not good enough. Protecting life, not good enough. Helping veterans, not good enough. Peace through strength, not good enough. Restore confidence, respect of U.S., not good enough. All while under attack, under constant attack. Do you believe the truth is spreading? Do you believe they are losing their slave grip hold? Do you believe, or do you not believe we are winning? And it gives a link to this article. It's a silent majority, no more. Fight, fight, fight. Where we go one, we go all. What a wonderful day. Q. Now, and I'll just read this next one really quick before we break it down, because Q posts in response to his own post here. GDP error, link to article placed incorrectly, busy day Q. So a couple things that Q's like kind of saying as corrections to here is that the first of all, Q put GPD instead of GDP, not meant to be some kind of coded message. And secondly, Q says that he put this article in the wrong place. It should have been placed somewhere else. Busy day, yes, they get busy just like us. They are human. So that is something that we should look at. But in breaking down what this post is saying, there's a lot to be taken away from it. First of all, the article is this. Obviously, the poll, 72% of Americans believe establishment media deliberately reports fake news. And in this, they say, basically 2/3 of Americans believe traditional news outlets knowingly report false or misleading stories. Now, so this in and of itself is really the problem. This is the fact that we know the propagandists are the mainstream media. We know what they've done. And it's the first thing Q points out here. The mainstream media is the propaganda tool of the Democratic Party. That's what they are. Misinformation, propaganda, the whole 9 yards. And they're bought and paid for by the leftist liberals who are being funded and backed by the globalists and the Luciferian pedophile Satanists. It sounds crazy, and it's some people laugh at it and say, but I haven't gotten a lot of that. I've actually gotten a lot of people who basically say, yeah, that's basically what it is. And that being that, or the situation being that, means that there is something really wrong with our government. And now they're finding any reason they can to impeach the sitting president of the United States. Oh, he brings the economy back. That's not good enough. He creates jobs. Record. No. He brings the GDP up. No, nobody cares. Fair trade. Who cares? Manufacturing. It doesn't matter. Record low unemployment. Tax reform. Save the world. He saved the world from North Korea. I like how they say it. Save the world. And it's like, impeach him. We want destruction. We want to have this all go horribly wrong, right? Stock market's at all-time highs. We need to get rid of that, all right? I'm sarcastic, obviously. But there's so much that the president's done, and he's done it all under constant attack with this fake Russia investigation, with FBI agents and DOJ officials plotting against him, with high-ranking senior members of the Obama administration, allegedly, that they were all in cahoots together. We're looking and reading text messages between Peter Strzok and Lisa Page and unidentified people at the FBI and the DOJ who are basically saying how much they hate the president of the United States and how they're going to try to derail him. And that in that time, under that duress, the president was able to accomplish all of this. And it says, do you not believe the truth is spreading? It is. Look at this channel right here. We're spreading the truth. Do you not believe they are losing their slave grip hold? Yeah, they're obviously losing their slave grip hold. They don't control the narrative anymore because the media, the other media, the alt, if you will, media, which I don't even like that term. I just like the independent media, basically has overthrown the MSM doctrine. And they're not believing what they're saying. And it says, do you not believe we are winning? Well, I believe we are winning. And you read this article, and it kind of lays it out, basically how you would suspect. And It says silent majority no more. Of course, we were the silent majority and now we are not. Fight, fight, fight. We have to fight. Where we go one, we go all. What a wonderful day, Q. So that I think is profoundly important to talk about, especially when you have people like Tom Steyer, this guy. This is an article that came out a couple days ago. He's funneling tens of millions of dollars into attempts to basically remove President Trump from office through impeachment. And this is their goal. This is their modus operandi now. It's become basically or delegitimize President Trump and remove him from office. That's their basic tactic, and it's so far it's having a profound effect on the people who are unfortunately involved. And you have Peter Strzok here with his little bald patch here on top of the head, which I thought was interesting because he didn't look like he had that. I don't particularly care if anyone's bald or not, but I just thought that was interesting. And there's him walking into the hearing, which we were given basically what I would say were insights from by Q into what actually happened. Because if you want to get more information on that, in the last video I talk about how these texts how this testimony that was basically being given behind closed doors, it seems to be quoted to us by Q. And the questioning and the cross-examination or whatever, I call it interrogation, but he's just there as a witness interview, or what would it be? It would be testifying as, a witness. And he's saying, frankly, shocked. Whoever said this, Q didn't give us a name of who was saying this question, but this statement is just certainly worth reiterating. It says, Mr. Strzok, I believe nobody here is buying what you are selling. I believe there is a serious effort on the part of people more senior than you to remove Mr. Trump from office out of fear of what this administration may uncover. I believe you are being dishonest in your answers and frankly shocked you agreed to come here today. I believe everyone on this panel, minus those from the other side of the aisle, knew exactly what your answers would be. And if you think we are going to sit here and accept these answers, you would be foolish. We are also following the facts. And once we uncover more, which we will act accordingly. I'm glad you retained counsel. You'll need one, and hopefully they are very good. Q. So there you go. Excuse me, my voice is going. This is video number 2, and just getting there. But that was what the sentiment is, basically, is that we know that these people are lying. They can go in there and say, oh, well, my text messages don't reflect any real political bias because I would never let that affect my professional capacities. But the reality is that the facts of the sequence of events prove that there was a bias and that it was not only implemented against President Trump, but it was implemented in a way that was, or in a way that could implicate so many other people in the FBI and the Department of Justice as being involved. And Q's given us a lot of information in previous posts, and there's so much there that we're just waiting patiently for Congress to do what they have to do to get the full paperwork in. We're waiting for Inspector General Horowitz and John Huber, the U.S. Attorney, to look at filing charges and finishing their investigations and bringing indictments through impaneling grand juries. Hopefully not in the swamp or anywhere near there. Hopefully out in basically anywhere but DC or any of the liberal bastions like New York or LA or San Francisco, anywhere in the United States that's not in any of those, anywhere in the middle of the United States, you could just throw a dart basically and probably find a good jurisdiction to impanel a grand jury to look at evidence impartially, because most of our people in this great country are pretty fair-minded, and if they see facts, they'll make a decision based on those facts. So, with that being said, it's kind of this is where we're at. These are the latest posts, and there's something else that is just incredible is to watch the liberal meltdown over Justice Kennedy's retirement. They're just in full panic mode. And what I've thought to myself about this is that there's something that I think we're all missing, is that the timing of Justice Kennedy's stepping down has been well planned by the Democrats, in my opinion. In my opinion. I don't know. This is just speculation at this point, but it would make perfect sense because just as, if you want to get, and it could have been construed between President Trump and Justice Kennedy together for the same effect. So I'm not sure who's behind it, but I'll tell you this, that it's going to definitely push people to go out and vote. And it's going to definitely be a point of fear, which is people understand that, most of these politicians, they all work off fear. They draw off, the fear that people have, and then they use those fears as to their advantages. And in doing so with that, basically as a example or framework, they'll use this to scare their voters and to run all types of campaigns. So get ready. November is, less than 6 months away now. And there's going to be the midterm elections, and they're going to make a huge difference in what the second half of President Trump's term in office looks like, as far as the ability to get more done, the ability to avoid being impeached and wasting so much, the amount of time that an impeachment process would waste against the president when they could be doing real work, as in Congress coming together and passing real laws and passing real and reviewing, new pieces of legislation. I mean, listen, the amount of time that they would waste on that would be unbelievable. It would be a waste of money. It would be a waste of time. It would probably go nowhere. It would fall flat on its face. And what would end up happening is it would probably, I don't know. Speculatively speaking, at this point, it would be hard to tell what the outcome would be. My thought would be it would push us as the Trump base so far past the edge that it would be a landslide victory for President Trump in 2020, because we would actually come out and vote in full force. So we'll have to wait and see how this all plays out. But they are really not happy. You can see their tweets here where they're just terrified of what's going to happen next. And they're talking about how they need to, Al Sharpton saying we need to organize, strategize, vote, and act. They're taking this very seriously. And a lot of profanities and a lot of people, I think that's just the lowest level of, intelligence, in my opinion. These people get on here and just say F this person or F that person. It's just, to me, so sophomoric. It's so childish. It's so immature. It's so beneath what people should strive to do, which is have like intelligent, thoughtful dialogue and conversation. You can pick something out to be upset with, an individual policy or a person's views on something, but to just use profanity-laced stuff. Even when we talk about like Hillary and Obama and stuff, we quote facts, we give facts and stuff. We don't just say whatever them or screw them. We don't. Or at least I don't. I can't speak for everyone. I'm sure a lot of you out there feel like quite the opposite. But that's regardless of that. The point is, this is a time when I think it's going to be really critical that we go out and vote ourselves and form our voting blocks and get our ducks in a row here, because we want President Trump to nominate another conservative, and we are expecting that fully, and we are certainly looking forward to it. But that's pretty much it for this episode. If you guys want to, some cool things you can do to help out the channel, right? The best way to help out the channel is it's completely free to you. It helps me out more than you guys could ever know. Come here to this landing page, click the big red subscribe button, make sure you hit the bell notifications. That's the easiest way you can support the channel. It just means that you're a subscriber, which means you'll be notified when videos get posted. But it helps me out big time. It's like throwing me a buck. It's free to you, and I really appreciate it. The second best way is to scroll down at the end of this video and leave your thoughts, theories, and insights in the comments, because like I say, at the end of each one of these videos, we do our best to have our own QAnon research board where we don't just talk about what Q posts. We talk about everything. We talk about politics. We talk about the news. We talk about the posts from Q that correlate to events that are happening in real time or in the news, and different viewpoints and different things. It's just a really great group of people. And if you want to get involved in that, I encourage you to scroll down at the end of this video and leave your comments below. Also, even if you can't comment, just scroll down and read through the comments, because I guarantee you're going to learn something you didn't know previous to coming here. Now, if you're looking to help out the channel financially, the place to come is Patreon, patreon.com. You search Just Informed Talk. When you come to this page, you click this button to become a patron. All of your donations help continue to keep this channel alive. I thank everyone who is already here, and I thank everyone in advance for coming and checking this out. You can come over here to my Twitter at Justin_formed. And I have here pinned the GoFundMe link for my website fund that I'm putting together. So if you guys want to come help, you can create it. I need a platform to get around the censorship on YouTube that happens at times. It comes and goes basically. And it basically is a place where I can put the videos where you can go, you can always get them and I don't have to worry about all that. And I'm going to try to post links to different news articles and try to just do like a twist on the Drudge Report that's just kind of like, here's a few articles that you probably want to read, link to some important things. That's pretty much it, but it's going to be a great website. And it's going to be a great tool to deliver information to you guys that the mainstream media just won't give you. So if you guys want to help contribute to that, come over here to my Twitter page. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Justin_formed, but you can click here to get the link if you want to help out there. That would be great. So before we go, I have some wonderful words of hope and light and goodness and about the righteousness of the Lord. And I want to share them with you because, listen, this is the whole point of the channel. The channel is great. We cover the information. We cover the news the mainstream media won't. And I give you my take on stuff. And we have a great dialogue basically going where, look at all the comments, just read through them. But what's most important is sharing God's grace. And what is God's grace? It's this inner light, this inner beauty, this eternal salvation that we're all given through God and Jesus dying on the cross for our sins. So in talking about that, I just find some verses that jump out at me, and I have to share them with you because they mean so much to me. The whole Bible means a lot to me. It's just an incredible story, a book of so many different stories and parables and ways to live your life. But here, what we're going to talk about is Psalm 119 and verse 137 and forward, and it's really incredible. Here you go. You are righteous, Lord, and your judgments are just. The decrees you issue are righteous and altogether trustworthy. My anger overwhelms me because my foes forget your words. Your word is completely pure, and your servant loves it. I am insignificant and despised, but I do not forget your precepts. Your righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and your instruction is true. Trouble and distress have overtaken me, but your commands are my delight. Your decrees are my righteous forever. Give me understanding, and I will live. That's all I ask for. I don't mind that people, call this channel and people who follow Q conspiracy nuts. I don't mind that they put us down. I don't mind that they forget the words of God. And maybe I do. But the reason I'm able to get over is because of God, because of his righteousness, because of the way that his instruction is true in my heart. And when trouble and distress overtake me, I just look to God. I look to his decrees. I look to his stories. I look to him through prayer. That's how I overcome it. That's how we all need to overcome this evil that is facing us. The globalist, Satanist, Luciferian, pedophile people. These people exist and they're out there. And it's just a fact that we have to come together through the power of prayer, through the power of just goodwill. It's going to be good versus evil. It's going to be right versus wrong. And we're going to be on the good and right side. And they will be on the wrong and evil side. And we just have to let that kind of play out. So I want to pray that each and every one of you take that away, that God loves you, and that his righteousness and his grace is your salvation. And all you have to do is say a prayer, open your heart, follow the teachings of the Bible, go to a church or wherever you want to go worship and get back in touch with God. And good things can happen, trust me. Having known and experienced the many blessings that God has to offer myself, I can tell you firsthand that his blessings are amazing, and that there is a heavy responsibility that comes with it to be to continue to live that life that is good. But it's the best kind of responsibility you'll ever have in your life, because it's just this overwhelming sense of joy, and you just have to work every day at it, because we're all imperfect and we all need to remember that God loves us, and the reason that we're here and able to exist and do all the things that we do is through God's love. So that's pretty much what I want you guys to take away. If you don't take anything else away from this episode at all, just remember that God absolutely loves you, and you are saved through Jesus's death on the cross for your sins, and your eternal salvation has already been bought and paid for. You just have to embrace God and come back to his word and to his teachings, because that is what will save us all as a country and as a world together. But I want to say thank you all for watching again. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, now's a great time to do it. Come here to the landing page, click the big red subscribe button, and hit the bell for notifications. It helps me out so much, you guys don't even know. We're almost at 90,000 subscribers. It's amazing. Thank you. Hit that button, please, if you have not already. But that's pretty much going to be it for this episode. You guys stay tuned. If there's more posts, I will keep you updated. But until next time, this has been Just Informed Talk. My name is Craig. Godspeed, and God bless each and every one of you, Patriots.